welcome to the Momversation Club. I'm Claire Strong.
And I'm Christina Struckmeyer. We're two moms just like you, navigating the nitty-grittiness of motherhood and taking you along with us as we talk about the topics that nobody talks about.
Yep, and today we're going to be talking about the mental load of Christmas on mums, and hopefully we'll be able to lighten that load for you with our tried and true gift-giving recommendations for everyone on your list.
And now a quick break in the Momversation to bring you a word from today's sponsor. If you're wondering what to do with your kiddos in San Diego, we have to tell you about this amazing guide we found. San Diego's Out and About with Kids.
Yes, it's literally a lifesaver. Whether you're a local San Diegan or visiting, it's packed with the very best family-friendly spots all over San Diego County. And the best part? It's created by local parents like us.
We're talking ice cream spots, restaurants, playgrounds, and local tips from parents who have actually been there. It even highlights accessible spots for families with special needs, which we love.
So if you want to make the most of San Diego with your kids, this is a must-have. Seriously, this is a destination game changer. Click the link in our show notes or visit sandiegofamily.com to plan your next family adventure. Hi, Christina.
Hey, Claire, how are you?
I'm doing good. You're looking very festive over there with your Merry Christmas jumper on.
I love Christmas time. I'm very holly jolly. This is the comfiest sweater. I love whenever the holidays come around because all the really fun, cheesy, like your 90s teacher would wear it, clothing comes out onto all the department stores. And I buy it all. I buy it all because I'm a fool for it. I love it. How about you? Are you a Christmas decor wearing person?
Okay, so I love Christmas. Let me just clarify that. It is literally my favorite time of the year. Obviously, in England, we don't have Thanksgiving. So Thanksgiving, yeah, it's nice, but it's obviously not, meant a lot to me in the past. Halloween, okay, it's fun, but there's nothing like Christmas. And growing up in England, Christmas is a really big deal. That is the time when all the family get together. You have them over on Christmas Day, and then we have Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas Day, the 26th, which is kind of like a Christmas Day, but without the presents. And so I love, love, love Christmas. That said, I can't do the Christmas sweaters. I don't know what it is. I'll do it if, say, if work were doing a crazy Christmas sweater day or an ugly Christmas sweater day, I'd do it then. But yeah, I don't know, never really got into it. It's not that I dislike them either. I just don't ever think to buy them.
They're so fun. And my new family, like my husband's family, they're really into Christmas too. And so they always get like matching shirts or matching sweaters or whatever. And we all wear matching pajamas. And so I think it's just a matter of like the way you grew up, kind of and also how the season's going for you. Because if you're, stressed out about Christmas, you might not be able to be wearing like holly jolly stuff on your person.
I tell you what I think it is as well. It's just one more thing to think about. So in addition to all the presents, which we're going to chat a bit about today, and all the other stuff that goes into Christmas, like I'm already overloaded at that. So I can't then think about, have we got matching PJs and have we got matching jumpers? So I salute you and all those mums who clearly have their you-know-what together.
I don't know about that.
Yes, you're amazing. I just can't quite. It's a bridge too far for me.
That's okay. And you're right. There's so much on us as moms during this time of year. And it starts for me around October. I feel like as soon as the calendar turns to October 1, I'm like, oh, we are starting the holiday season. Because for us, it starts with Halloween. And it just doesn't really slow down at all until really January 1st. And then there's a whole other concept of like New Year, woo, resolutions. And so I feel like I'm kind of catching my breath all through this season. And as moms, like we've talked about it last year on our episode. Go back, listen if you haven't, because it's a good one. But the mental load on us, like there's so much.
Yeah, there is. And honestly, we did cover this time last year. And I'm thinking back to that episode, and I don't feel any less underwhelmed this year, I've got to say. Maybe I need to take out the heart. But For example, my husband made this throwaway comment a few weeks back about, oh, people at work are doing holiday Christmas cards, and we're going to be doing one, aren't we? And I was like, we? You mean, okay, so that's code for you want me to do a holiday card. He means like one of those photo cards. We didn't have the whole,
Yeah.
photo shoot specifically for the Christmas card. But he means like a card where we've got photos of a holiday to Hawaii in the summer, and then maybe there's a dog on one of them, and all of that.
Yeah, yeah.
God,
I love the we of it all. As if like it's kind of like when you had school and you had a group project, and like you're taking on the responsibility, but he's going to get the credit.
Totally. Because then what will happen is he presents his colleagues with these really cute Christmas cards, and they'll be like, "Oh wow, what a lovely card from Kyle." Meanwhile, I'm the one in the background who's made it all work. So so things like that, and actually, I think that comment, that was the straw that broke the camel's back that day, because I'd had a full day. I'd been running around after the kids, sorting the dogs out, working, fitting in, all we do for the podcast and the other things that I do. And then I was getting ready for bed, trying to get into a nice Zen frame of mind. And he drops that bombshell on me. And that for me was just, I couldn't, that was too much. And so it feeds into this overwhelm that mums all over feel at Christmas, because it still is very much a case that we are the ones that make Christmas happen, whether it's the food shopping, the actual Christmas lunch on Christmas Day. My mum, I remember, she always used to cook, well, we call it Christmas dinner in England, but she always used to cook Christmas dinner. And I remember thinking, my God, like, she doesn't enjoy Christmas Day because she's so stressed. She's got the grandparents coming around. She's cooking for like 10 people. And, this is when I was a bit younger, so I probably wasn't as helpful as I, could have been. I was still a kid, but, she really was stressed on Christmas Day. And I always remember making a mental note that when I grew up and I was doing Christmas dinner, that I wouldn't get stressed like her. And so I do try and just take a bit of a step back, particularly on Christmas Day, because what's done's done. You can't get anyone any more presents. If you forgot stuff, you've forgotten it. And actually, when I'm cooking Christmas dinner, I make a point of not getting stressed. I listen to Michael Bublé. I have my routine down. I have
Yes, your Bublé. I forgot about that.
I'm a big fan at Christmas. And then I have my Baileys. I have my little glass of Baileys. And dinner will come when dinner comes. I like spend quite a few hours cooking it, and everyone knows they don't, they just need to leave me to it. They'll get their dinner and it'll be great, but it'll be on my time.
You're a saint, girl. I feel like my favorite word around the holidays is no. Like, I am like, no, we will not be doing this. No, we will not be doing that. I am like, I think because there's so much already on me, I am like a protect my peace ninja around that time of year. Yeah. And I think it ruffles some feathers. I think people are expecting, like a holly jolly version of me. And yes, I am, but also don't mess with my routine and my structure, because I've got a plan. I've got the way things need to go in order for me to be mentally sane throughout the season.
Are there particular people that trigger you around this time of year?
100%.
Really? Like, who are they? Can you name names?
I'm not going to name names. People listen to this, but but I will say that
welcome to us.
It's just you and I right now, right? Like, we're just having a conversation. No one's listening.
Yeah.
No, I think I'm triggered by not people so much as like expectations of what people want from me when I'm already giving like a 99% of myself. I'm like, listen, you got 99. Do not ask for that extra one. I've given you 99. Like, do not. And so I think that's where my pushback comes. It's not so much a person. It's kind of like situations I get put in. But I will say that in order to maintain our sanity, we can't do it all. Like, we have to pick and choose. And I was talking to a friend of mine recently who is, a newer mom. She's got just the one kid and her kid's a toddler. So she's been doing the mom thing for like 2-3 years now. And she's still struggling with that of like, I want to do all of the parades and all of the different events and all of the crafts and all of the stuff. I'm like, you're going to burn yourself out. This is a long game, and this kid doesn't even remember right now. Like, you're making yourself crazy for no reason. Okay. Like, pick out the smaller things that he's going to remember, and don't worry about the other stuff.
Yes, and this is a public service announcement to mums listening to this with kids that are toddler age and babies. Exactly that. They're not really going to remember. So do yourself a favor. You've got plenty of years ahead of you where they will remember. And they're like, oh, and my God.
I will say, do the things that you'll remember, though. Like, there are things that bring you joy. Mm-hmm. And so if you get a lot of joy off of sticking your newborn baby in a Christmas stocking, freaking do that. Like, do it, because they're only little once. But, like, don't do things because other people want you to do them. Don't try to cram everything into this little space for, like, creating Christmas magic. Do the things that make you feel happy. And then say no to the other stuff. That's my tips.
I think that's great. I think that's great advice because, hey, Christmas is also for us. We would kind of like to enjoy Christmas too. We deserve to enjoy Christmas too. It's not all about making Christmas fantastic for kids, husbands, and, parents and in-laws or whoever. It's also about us having a nice Christmas. And like I mentioned earlier, if we're stressed and we're struggling on Christmas Day or around, the holidays, actually, that's not a great memory for our kids because our kids are just going to, look back at Christmas and think, yeah, it was fun, but mom was always stressed. So we don't want to be that mom. We want to have fun too.
Yeah, absolutely. Which leads us to today, which we are hoping to lighten some of that load for you guys. Because on top of the Christmas cards and the Christmas dinner and all the things, we also have to think about the gift giving piece. And if you're anything like my family dynamic, I start thinking about this stuff way earlier in the year. And I have to kind of do the mental work of, one, where are we going for Christmas? 2, who's getting gifts and who isn't, and who got gifts exchanged last year. Let me consult my mental list of like all the things. And so I end up with probably, I don't know, like maybe 15 to 20 people every year to buy for. And I'm kind of in charge for the most part of like who gets what. What about you, Claire? What is your situation?
Okay, well, first of all, 15 to 20 people, that sounds a lot. Can you just clarify who they are? So are they friends as well as family? Because that seems a lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, when you think about it, because let's break it down for most moms, you've got your core family, right? So I have 2 kids. One's almost 10, so she'll be 10 in January. And then the other one's 2. So there's me, my husband, and my 2 kids. And then we also have a niece and nephew on one side and a nephew on the other. We have a Secret Santa on both sides of the family. So the adults do like a Secret Santa where you like draw a name out of a hat and each adult buys one gift for that person. So rather than me buying a gift for my sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, like everybody in the club, we do like one person per adult, and then that person gets like actual attention versus like whatever was on sale.
That's a good idea. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. That is time saving and money saving as well, I'm thinking.
It's nice too because if you only have one person to get as an adult, you can think about that one person more personally and say, okay, what does he or she enjoy? What's their thing? What would they like to receive rather than getting like a basket of lotions or something?
Yeah, I hear you. I think that's great. Okay, and then who else do you buy for? So you're buying for friends too?
Yeah, I buy for just a couple friends because there's some friends that have turned into family. So I'll do like gift for their kids and nothing crazy expensive, just like something that says I'm thinking of you guys. And depending on the friend, I might also do like a family gift. Like last year I bought some really fun games for families to play together that would work for all of the kids.
So I do something similar actually with my family because my family are all back in the UK. And instead of, so I've got my brother, and his two kids on one side. And then the other side is my sister-in-law and her four kids. She has four. So, but what we've started to do the last few years, and it's so much easier from a planning point of view and all of that. So I've just been getting them a family gift. So because I live so far away from them, the last year, or last couple of years actually, I've got them hampers. Like, is that what you call them here? Like gift, hampers with. Oh my god, here we go into the translation.
Like a laundry hamper?
No, oh my gosh, this is so funny. Of course, because you call
like a basket. Are you talking about a basket?
A gift basket, yes, because of course you have the wrong words. I have the correct words here. You're mixing my correct words up.
Okay, so a gift basket for the family.
A gift basket, yes, like a nice, like pretty, like box or wooden thing that I order them all online, and and I choose depending which family it is I'm buying for. One might be like savory and it'll have loads of like Christmas snacks in, and then the other might be, might have some wine in or some sweet stuff. And so I've been doing that. And so instead of buying the kids individual gifts, and my brother and my sister-in-law and whatever, and they get a family hamper. The other thing that I do, which has gone down quite well, is I'll get them like gift cards for the cinema, and I'll just get one for the entire family, or an experience, so they can go somewhere together. I've got them restaurant gift cards before as well, so that over the Christmas holidays they can go out as a family and have dinner. So that's what I do with the family that are out of my immediate, house situation. But for me, so I have myself, my husband, my two girls who are both teenagers now. And actually, the other thing that Kyle and I have started to do, my husband and I, again, we've started not to buy for each other, but we do an experience instead. So it might be that if so it might be if my parents are here, we'll go away for just a night. Somewhere in San Diego, so kind of like a staycation just for a night, and that's really nice. We'll stay in a hotel, we'll go and get dinner and do brunch. That's fantastic. Or if we don't have someone necessarily to stay over with the girls, we will just go for a really nice dinner. And so that's what we're starting to do. The last few years, we've been prioritizing experiences over gifts.
I love that. I think that especially for moms, like whenever I think about Christmas, I also think about all the clutter. Like, oh my God, all the toys that we already have. I'm going to have to go through and like make sure we downsize so we can make room for more toys, and like all the different gift bags that are everywhere. And when you get an experience, not only do you get to use that later, so it doesn't get caught up in all of the craziness of like opening gifts and then throwing said gift over there. You also get to, not have to deal with any extra clutter. So they remember your gift a little bit more. Like if I got a gift card for a movie and I take the kids to a movie, well, then I'm remembering that, maybe taking a picture while we're at the movie and being like, thanks, Claire. Like, here we are at the cinema.
And actually, some of my girls' best memories are of when we have been to the cinema. When we were living back in England, we'd go with the cousins to the cinema. And some of their best memories are on Christmas Eve when we go to the cinema with the cousins to watch a film. And that was the Christmas present. So, yeah, I think I'm a really big experience person over presents.
Yeah.
When you've got younger kids, it's just a nightmare. The 2 days after Christmas, your house is overrun with toys. Half of them, if people haven't consulted with you, half of them your kids don't even play with. And so I'm not saying don't do that. I'm not saying don't get gifts, but I am saying that I'm a big supporter of experiences.
Yeah. I am like a crazy person when it comes to the clutter piece on Christmas Day. I think I learned it from my papa, my grandfather, my dad's dad. Every year he would get a big black trash bag and shake it big, like the big lawn ones, and be like, all right, give me your tissue paper, give me your wrapping.
That's what my dad has always done. That has always been his job.
I'm that person now.
And I am too. So my dad always used to be that person on Christmas Day growing up. He'd have the black bin liner, or trash. What do you call them here? I don't
trash
know.
bag, but yeah, bin liner.
I lived here 7 years, but yeah, bin liner, trash bag, whatever you want to call it. He'd have that, and then there'd be more than one as well because we'd be going through. presents, and that was his job. So when my mum and dad are here for Christmas, when they come and stay, they do every other year because they alternate between my brother and me. So they're not going to be with us this Christmas, actually. But last Christmas, my dad resumed his trash bag duties. Okay, and when he's not there, it tends to be me, or I might ask my husband too, but he doesn't. I don't think that role comes naturally to him, whereas I have been privy to that role since being a kid.
And also, we've got to do the full, like, and this is definitely a mom thing. I'll have to put, like, there was a really funny skit on Saturday Night Live about this, but I save gift bags. I save certain tissue papers. I'll be like, ooh, that's a good box. Give me that box.
I know. Yeah, some of them are gorgeous. In fact, I am going to reuse some of them from last year. I've got them in the back of my wardrobe. In the back of my they're great. They're brand new. They're really cute. One's got this really like pretty cute pink reindeer on, and I got it for one of the girls, and I'm like, I'm reusing that.
Yeah, 100%. Why not? Why not? But I love that. So back to getting our gifts and stuff, the gift giving of a consumable. So whether that be like a food item or an experience, like something that doesn't leave cluttered behind. And so I love that idea for stuff. And how nice, because you could, again, use it later. And it's not like a Visa gift card, which I feel kind of is not as like personal. Like, here's $50. Like, I'm sure most kids would be very happy with that gift. But like for me as an adult, I'm like, oh, I would much rather have a very specific reason to use this card so I remember that person when I use it.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, my girls are really into gift cards, but they do like them. It's funny, they've gone off the idea of having money or like a Visa gift card. They want something specific. So for my girls, because they're teenagers now, it's to places like Sephora, Brandy Melville, of course, Sephora's number one, Victoria's Secret. Don't ask, but they like Victoria's Secret. They like the pajamas, and my eldest got a suitcase, like a little like travel on suitcase from there, which
like
was
a duffel bag. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it was kind of expensive though. But anyway, yeah, so they like things like that. They do cute little perfumes there. But they are very much into specific gift cards. Oh, and did I mention Lululemon? That's the other one.
Of course. I love it.
Unless you have $100 one, you really can't get much from Lululemon because it's so expensive. But yeah, so they are into that. So actually, because of my girls' ages now, they do still like presents. They do still want to open stuff, but I can get them kind of like very inexpensive gifts to open now that they still think are really cute, and then just supplement them with, a couple of gift cards.
And now a quick break in the Momversation to bring you a word from today's sponsor. The holidays are coming, and if you have a mama on your list, we can't recommend today's sponsor, Neems Jeans, enough.
Neems is a women-owned business offering custom denim jeans made precisely to your unique body measurements and delivered straight to your door.
And with the Neems Box, you can gift the magic of custom-made jeans to your loved one without having to know their size or jean style preferences. Easier for you, personalized to them. It even comes in a cute box for wrapping.
Neems Jeans gives you the perfect fit every time, guaranteed, and offers inclusive sizing for everybody, which we love to see.
Visit neemsjeans.com and use code MOMVERSATION15 at checkout for 15% off your order. That's NEEMSjeans.com and code MOMVERSATION15 for a special savings.
Yeah, so here's where we get into the nitty gritty. So if you are a mom who has teens, or we have two age groups with us. We've got the teen girls with you, and then for me, I've got a toddler and an almost tween. Let's go with you. Like, what do you do with that besides a gift card to Lululemon?
Okay, so this is what I'm doing this year, and I did this the last couple of years actually. So their main gift, they have like a main gift. So whether that's if they want a gift card to somewhere like Lululemon, it's I'll do $100 because that's their main gift. Or for example, last year my eldest wanted these crazy expensive Adidas trainers, which were like $100 or even more, and so that was her main gift. But what I do with them, I will do something like a gift card or something around, $100-ish. That's their main present. But then I will supplement that with some really inexpensive stocking fillers, I guess, and you can get all of them on Amazon. I mean, one that they've both put on their list for this year is a UV LED nail lamp. You know, because they like to do their nails with the gel polish rather than go to a salon because it's cheaper. But they need to be able to set it. So this little device that you would see in a salon and they use them there is about $20. It's so cheap off Amazon. So spoiler alert, girls, if you're listening to this, you're both getting one of those.
Oh, yeah, we should have put a spoiler alert. Your girls listen sometimes.
They do listen, but honestly, they've sent me the list. They know exactly what they're getting.
Well, speaking of lists, anything we mention that could be purchased on Amazon will be in our storefront. So if you want to support the pod or want to just go grab these things easily in one spot, we'll link that in the show notes.
We absolutely will. But yeah, so things like that. Another thing that they both put on the list, which is a bit random, a zigzag headband. Who knew? But they're apparently really cute. Do you know what I mean? Oh, have you got one?
Oh my God, what a throwback. No, we used to wear those.
I used to wear them with oh my gosh, can you remember with that parting that I think Gwyneth Paltrow, the actress, used to wear a hair like that in the 90s, 2000s. You know, the like zigzag parting.
And I remember those headbands being very very deadly. Like you have to put them on a certain way and make sure you don't stab your neck. Like it was. Why are they doing that to themselves?
I put those on the list. So again, they're getting things like that. And then, I thought I had one next to me, but you know the fluffy headbands that you put on to wash your face with, they're on their list too. Amazon, $10.
Okay.
And with these wrist cuffs to stop water running down your arm. But really,
they think of it all, man. These kids are like living in the future.
That's what I'm going with.
Oh my God, I love that.
Girls like me, I guess that you probably can't go wrong with some of the stuff I've mentioned. And as I've said, aside from their like big present, these things are so inexpensive. I can get them both like a good few stocking fillers, combined for well under $100, probably $50 actually. So it's great. Yeah. So what about you? What are you doing? Because Stella, your eldest, she's 10. Well, nearly 10. So what are you doing for her? Because that's kind of like almost the tween ages, really, isn't it? Kind of it is. Yeah, 10's a tween, I'd say.
Yeah. So my daughter, Stella, is almost 10, and she's on the autism spectrum. So sometimes her gifts do skew a little bit younger. But to be honest, now that she is in a mainstream class and she's kind of doing more things with her peers of similar age, she's starting to like the stuff that's older and not as kiddie. When she's at home, she still likes the kiddie stuff, but she's also starting to be like, oh, I'm old enough to do this now, and I would like to take part. And so it's cute, but that's a weird age to buy because they're not quite kiddie, but they're not quite teens yet. And so it's that weird tween area. And so I was looking at ideas for that, and I thought, one thing she would love to do, because she loves my phone. She likes to take pictures on my phone. And she's not ready for a phone yet. I mean, just no. We've talked about that on other episodes. No.
Yeah, I did mine. Well, that's it. We have spoken about that, and we'll speak about it again. But yeah, I was very strict. It was 13 was the minimum age for the phone.
Yes. Yeah. So what I was thinking about is the thing that she likes to play with my phone is the camera. And so we are looking at getting her a digital camera. Like one of, they're not that expensive anymore. Like back when they were popular in like the early 2000s, they were kind of pricey, but now you can get one for like $40, which is a pretty good price for a Christmas gift. And that being her like big one. And she can take as many pictures as she'd like and then upload them to the laptop or a tablet of some sort. And it'd be kind of nice to also see things through her eyes, because sometimes I don't quite understand what's going on in her world and see what she's drawn to. So we're getting her a digital camera. And for children who aren't on the spectrum, that's a really good gift for tweens too, because they like to look at the early 2000s throwback. Like they're very into nostalgia right now.
Yes, like my girls are obsessed with 90s, 2000s. They watch movies and stuff from that era too. They think it was such a cool, cool couple of decades, especially like the early 2000s stuff. Hey, listen, I actually got both my girls a digital camera for Christmas last year. That was one of their main presents. And you're right, they're not actually that expensive. I got them cute colors. I think one girl had pink and one girl had this really nice, like a greeny blue color. And they took them to Hawaii with us. We were lucky enough to go there on holiday this year, which was like a bucket list thing. And they took the cameras with them then. So I would say definitely, if you've got a child, it doesn't matter how old they are, whether they're 10 or whether they're 16, they will, if they're into taking photos, they think that digital cameras are just the coolest things. It's funny because we just use our phones now, but they're, phones are just so normal to them and smartphones. And so they love these digital cameras. So yeah, that's a great one.
And they also love like the vintage look that the digital cameras produce. It's because they like to put it as like their aesthetic online. And so it's a really good gift for like a teen. So definitely that one. Now for my toddler, I wanted to share some gift ideas, some stuff she already has. And these are just ideas I'd like to share with you guys. And then something else on my list is something she doesn't have that we're definitely purchasing for her. So the other day I had a friend over and we were trying to keep the toddlers entertained so that we could drink our coffees in peace. And so I pulled down our tried and true like activity that always keeps her interested. And as I was pulling it down and showing her all about it, my friend was like, holy crap, this is amazing. It's a water mat. So a doodle water mat. What it is it's a mat that you can throw on the ground. And you give the kids like paintbrushes and like a water cup, or they have like actual pens that come with the product. I just lost mine because that's just my life. So you can paint the mat with water and the water turns the mat different colors. So it looks like they're painting and there's no mess. Like you don't have to worry about like your couch or your carpet or any of that stuff. And then when they're done, you can just leave it out and it'll dry and you can do it later again.
That is fantastic because as you were first describing it, I'm like, okay, it sounds fun from a toddler's point of view, but this is going to be crazy messy. And there's no way you could have it on like a rug or a carpet because it's going to stain. And so there's no mess. That's insane.
There's no mess. And when it comes with these doodle pens, so even they won't spill any water cups or anything because it comes with the pens. But if you lose them, like me, you can just use regular paintbrushes in a water cup because that's what I do. So it's a really great gift for anybody who has like a small child, and it's not anything chokeable. So if it could be anybody from like 15 months and upward to probably like 5 years old. And it's a great gift and it's fun because they can draw, they can do letters, they can work on different things. And it's definitely one that I have purchased in bulk over the year, like when they're on sale, and keep them in my gift closet for birthday gifts.
Wow, I love that. Yeah, if my girls were younger, I'd be all over that one.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. And in a less clean capacity, one that maybe gets put up during the time they're not using it, is something I am going to buy for my toddler this year. And that is like a classic stamp set, like an ink stamp.
Oh.
So she's really into arts and crafts, and we're working on letter identification and numbers. And so I am going to be getting her some stamps that are letters and numbers so that we can play and do it on paper. But it's not as clean. So if you're going to get that for your toddler, it'll keep them entertained, but they might stamp your coffee table. So like maybe keep an eye on them when they're doing that. But that's on our list of like stocking stuffers for Rennie. Because she's really into that.
I love that. Well, like I said earlier, Kyle and I don't really exchange gifts at Christmas now. The last few years we've been doing experiences instead. That said, he does get me something from the girls. So, and that would usually be something like a pair of earrings from Kendra Scott, for example, that are really cute, and they're just, they're not cheap price-wise, but they're not crazy expensive either. So you can get a really nice pair of earrings for around like $30-$40. So he does that for me. But what about for you two? Like, do you two do gifts, you and your husband, or what goes on there?
Yeah. So we do. So about, I would say, September, October, we have a rule where we can't buy anything for ourselves on Amazon. And if we see something that we want, we need to save it and send it to our spouse so that we can get that for Christmas.
Wow. That's
Obviously excluding like something you need right that moment. But like, if you see something and you're like, oh, that would be cool. Normally during the year, I would just buy it if it wasn't expensive. So to save some room for him to be able to buy me something, I go ahead and do that. And what I do year round, and I think I might have shared this with you guys before, is on Amazon, you can do wish lists. And I have one for every member of my family. So I'll have like one for Rennie, Stella, Alex, and myself. And also if there's like a trip coming up, I might have a wish list for that too. And whenever I see something or come across something that might be a good gift for them, I put it in the wish list. And then later on, I got to get realistic with it. I'm like, all right, I can't buy all these things. Like, let me pick like 2 things. But it's nice because people always ask you, like, what are your kids into? Or what do you think they might want for Christmas? And you can say, oh, this, and just give it to them. And so, yeah, we do that. And so for Alex and I, we have stuff on our wish list. For him, he's really into grilling right now. And he hasn't put on his wish list, but I've been watching him, watched videos about it. And so I have kind of a barbecue set that I'm eyeballing for him that collapses and then unfolds into a cutting board so that he can take his barbecue from the kitchen to the backyard and back and forth without having to like collect all these different trays.
Oh, that's clever. Yeah, Kyle's really into grilling. He's actually excellent at it. And I'm sure he would be thrilled with a new grill. Some of them are really pricey, though.
No, the one I found is like, I think it's like $30.
What?
Yeah, it's not a grill. Let's be honest. Like it's a collapsible like grill kit where you can like put the item in there and then it unfolds and it's a cutting board afterwards.
Okay, I get it.
So it's so that you don't drip everywhere and like you can marinate stuff in it and it just kind of like
good.
Currently my husband is like juggling a like baking dish and a cookie sheet and he's like trying to carry everything out and this would help him.
Well, I love that. I might need to check that out for my husband because that would make his life so much easier. I love that. I'm gonna look at that for sure. That's a great one. So what about for you? What do you want Alex to get you?
Okay, so I have been eyeballing this massager. So that sounds so dirty. It's not that kind of massager. Although I wouldn't pass that up. I'll take it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay, so
please clarify.
Yes. So a couple of years ago, I got Alex this like deep tissue massage gun, and I love it. But the problem is that you have to have the spouse or person with you be able to use it on your back. So if I want my shoulders done, I can't reach it. And then it's like, well, if he's out of town or he's working or he's busy, or, whatever, you're out of luck. You can't use it. And he got a massage like thing that goes on the chair and there's not enough pressure for me. I'm like pushing back and like trying to get it in there because my back is jacked up. But I found this thing where you can put, it's like, it kind of looks like a scarf. You put it around your body and you can pull the tension that you're wanting to and put it up and down your back. It's like there's a special name for it. It's on our Amazon storefront, but I've been seeing it everywhere and it deep massages your back and shoulders.
Oh, that's amazing. Because I know what you mean about those. I know what you mean about those massage guns because I actually got one for Kyle a couple of Christmases ago when we were still doing gifts. And it's really good. But the other thing is it's heavy.
It's heavy.
Really heavy. And if you're doing that to yourself, it's like, my God, like my wrist is going to drop off. So I love the sound of that.
Yeah, it's so nice. And I'm like, anything I can do for like TLC, that's a good gift for me. Like I love a basket of like fluffy slippers and pajamas and all. Don't get me any robes though. If you're listening, don't get me a robe. I have so many robes.
You've got so many. Oh, that's a nice problem to have.
But pajamas like are always a great gift for me. I love pajamas. I like to be cozy. So if something
Yeah.
makes me cozy or feel good, that's a good gift for me. What about you, Claire? Like, what's on your wish list this season?
Well, as I mentioned, we are kind of doing experiences over gifts now as a whole.
Yes.
But I mean, this is kind of an experience, I guess, but I really want a gift card to a local spa so I can get a facial because I love facials and I just don't, I never, I always either don't, think I have the time for them or they're expensive. And it's just a case as mums, we tend to not put ourselves first, even though we know we need to, or certainly have ourselves right up there with the kids. Our needs get pushed back. And every month I think to myself, oh my God, it'd be so nice if I had the extra cash. That's what I would do. I would have a facial every month because I really enjoy it. It's so relaxing. So I am going to ask for example, from my mum and dad, and maybe even if Carl wants to get me something from the girls, I would like a gift card to my local spa so I can get a nice relaxing facial because that is heaven to me. I know it's not everyone's thing, but you mentioned like the massage and stuff. A facial to me is just heaven. I am so relaxed when I leave there. It's just that, hour or however long it is. It's just that time where literally no one is going to bother you. No one needs you for something. It's your time. I love the whole thing. I love the music, the spa music. I love the essential oil smell. It's just, oh my God.
It's
feeling
so
like
nice.
I can just visualize it and sense it just talking to you right now. I can't wait. So, husband and kids and mum and dad, if you're listening to this, that's absolutely what I need this Christmas.
Oh, I love that. It's that self-care.
It is.
And, speaking of taking care of yourself during the season, I know that I saw last year a couple videos of like women who were opening the Christmas stockings and like Santa forgot to come for them, right? And that happens so often. Like I know that we only saw a couple videos last year, but I think that that's really common where mom's doing the shopping for everyone and who's doing the shopping for mom. And I would encourage you, if you're listening, like, fill your stocking first. Like, put on your oxygen mask first. Like, fill your Christmas stocking first. And if you do stockings, like, logistically, get yourself some good shit. Like, go to the Target area and get all the cute, like, self-care items and stuff it in there and get all the good chocolate that you like and put all the things that you want in there because you deserve to have just as much thought, even if it's you doing that thought. I think there's a lot of people that they want their spouse to do that or they want the person that's with them to do that. And hopefully you're in a relationship where you can talk about that and have that expectation. But I know for a lot of people, that's not the case. And so if that's the case in your situation and you don't have someone who fills your stocking, do it your damn self.
Yeah, and for me, so I'm going into stores to get little bits for my girls that are stores that I would like Sephora, for example.
Totally.
So I'm like, I'm buying them, this thing from Rare Beauty or whatever else. I'm like, I need to get myself something too. It's not okay that I'm buying them 2 or 3 things and I don't get anything because, I don't feel that I should be spending money on myself. So yeah, I agree 100%. I'd love to hear from our listeners.
Yes.
What gifts are you giving this Christmas? What have you got, on your kids list? What are you doing for yourself? Like, please make sure you're doing something for yourself. I'd love to hear, some ideas as it, relates to gifts for us, because mums deserve Christmas too. And that brings us to the end of another episode of the Momversation Club.
And if you've enjoyed today's show, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a review.
We hope today's episode has helped you to feel more seen and less alone in motherhood. Until next time, bye for now.